Tech and SaaS Financial News, July 3, 2026. Disclaimer: this deep dive report is for informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial, legal, medical, or official advice. All news stories discussed are provided as analysis and commentary on recent market developments, not as guidance. Please do not treat any of the following anecdotal stories as personalized advice. Stablecoins cross into the corporate mainstream. Global finance embraces digital dollars for speed and stability. The world of finance is witnessing a new frontier as stablecoins move from the fringes of cryptocurrency into everyday corporate use, signaling a transformational moment in global fintech. Once largely experimental, these digital assets pegged to traditional currencies are now being adopted by multinational companies and financial institutions seeking faster cross-border transactions, enhanced liquidity management, and near-instant settlement of payments. A series of recent reports and earnings calls have highlighted monumental growth in stablecoin usage. The aggregate supply of major fiat-backed stablecoins surged past $270 billion in early 2026, and on-chain stablecoin transaction volumes in 2025 reached multi-trillion-dollar levels, figures that rival annual throughput on established payment networks like major credit card companies. As corporate treasurers and CFOs integrate stablecoins into treasury operations, they are beginning to treat these digital dollars as essential cash management tools, using them to optimize vendor payments and 24/7 money transfers with minimal fees. What used to take days via legacy bank wires can now settle in seconds at any hour, effectively moving money at near light speed. This dramatic shift is fueled by a combination of technological maturity and newfound regulatory clarity in financial markets worldwide, giving seasoned executives the confidence to bring stablecoins into the core of their operations and embrace the digital currency era with optimism. The booster fuel for this stablecoin boom is a global wave of clear and supportive regulations that has arrived across major economies, dispelling much of the uncertainty that once surrounded digital assets. In the United States, a landmark stablecoin oversight law, informally dubbed the Genius Act, guiding and ensuring national uniformity in stablecoins, enacted in late 2025, has laid out rules for reserve backing and audit standards, prompting U.S. banks and fintech companies to treat regulated stablecoins as trustworthy instruments. Over in Europe, history was made this week as the EU's markets in crypto assets, MiCA, regulations took full effect on July 1, 2026, imposing a clear licensing regime for crypto asset and stablecoin service providers and forcing unlicensed firms to cease operations in the EU market until they comply with capital and transparency mandates. These moves by regulators on both sides of the Atlantic mean stablecoins are no longer in a legal gray zone. They are being embraced as legitimate parts of the financial infrastructure with strict oversight akin to mainstream currencies, echoing the establishment of robust laws for a nascent space colony. Major international banks and payments networks are now partnering with fintech startups and blockchain consortia to pilot stablecoin-based settlement, with some household financial brands reporting billions of dollars in stablecoin transactions flowing through their systems in recent quarters. The regulatory green light has turned stablecoins into a quickly growing pillar of the future monetary system, blending the agility of crypto technology with the reliability and trust of fiat currency, and allowing businesses and consumers alike to explore new financial frontiers. The stock market has taken note of this stablecoin coming-of-age story, as investors increasingly view companies operating in blockchain payments as key players of tomorrow's global economy, fueling rising valuations for select fintech firms. Financial analysts highlight that this mainstream adoption of stablecoins could reshape the payments sector and enhance financial inclusion. By reducing remittance costs and bringing millions of underbanked individuals and small businesses into a more accessible digital cash network, the world economy could become more integrated and resilient to shocks. In an era of volatility, stablecoins offer a rare combination of innovation and stability, bridging the gap between traditional banking and decentralized finance, DeFi, without the dramatic swings of unpegged cryptocurrencies. Risk-conscious CFOs and portfolio managers are cautiously optimistic that these digital dollars will serve as a kind of stable financial fuel driving commerce and investments with new velocity. Many are already envisioning public markets for stablecoin-focused firms that could soar like rockets, as global settlement giants and fintech startups find synergy and scale in this burgeoning domain. The journey of stablecoins from a niche idea to a recognized component of corporate finance highlights the forward-looking, innovative nature of today's tech-driven financial markets and suggests a long-term trajectory of growth as we boldly step into an interconnected financial future. Fintech mega deals signal sector revival. Big investments and mergers fuel optimism for a new SaaS fintech boom. After a multi-year lull, the fintech and finance startup sector is roaring back to life with a flurry of mega funding rounds and headline-grabbing acquisitions, marking a striking reversal of fortune that is reinvigorating investor confidence. Just a couple of years ago, many high-flying fintech companies faced a tough funding environment amid rising interest rates and wary venture capitalists, but 2025 saw a major rebound. Global fintech investments climbed to roughly $53 billion in 2025, over 20% higher than the previous year, signaling that capital is flowing generously again into financial technology innovators after a period of painful belt-tightening. Now, through the first half of 2026, major deals across payments, digital banking, and compliance software are setting an energetic tone. Venture firms and big strategic players alike are betting on companies that offer real-world financial solutions in areas from instant cross-border payments to AI-enhanced compliance platforms. Fintech is being treated as a high-growth frontier once more, emboldened by steadier market conditions and the prospect of sustained profitability for mature startups. This resurgence is seen by industry observers as akin to a spacecraft executing a gravity assist maneuver around recent turbulence, emerging with renewed velocity and direction. Along with the surge in private financing, a wave of strategic mergers and acquisitions is reshaping the fintech landscape, consolidating capabilities and enabling a new generation of full-stack financial platforms. In a blockbuster cross-Atlantic deal that made headlines recently, SoFi Technologies, the U.S. digital bank and personal finance firm, acquired UK-based PrimaryBid, which offers retail investors early access to stock offerings, as part of SoFi's push to expand its capital markets offerings and global reach. Major fintech consolidation moves didn't stop there. In a sign of intensifying competition to build comprehensive fintech ecosystems, the parent company of a leading crypto exchange Kraken, Payward Incorporated, agreed to buy Asian payments startup Reap for $600 million, combining cash and stock to gain advanced stablecoin payment capabilities and connect into global payment rails. These deals come on the heels of numerous other acquisitions across the industry, from payment giants absorbing niche software firms to vertical SaaS and finance platforms merging to create one-stop-shop ecosystems. The once fragmented fintech universe is coalescing into fewer, more powerful constellations. Analysts predict 2026 will see even more cross-border deals and high-profile fintech M&A sprees as well-funded companies seize opportunities to scoop up struggling competitors and incorporate cutting-edge tech, such as embedded finance solutions, AI-driven analytics, and compliance tools into their offerings. This newfound momentum in fintech is stirring excitement on public markets as well, raising hopes of a reopened IPO window for long-delayed unicorn debuts that could energize stock exchanges and validate the sector's promise. Industry chatter suggests that some of the world's most valuable private fintech companies, including payments giants and neobanks, are dusting off plans for initial public offerings after observing how investor sentiment has warmed. One much-anticipated move was the confidential filing of an IPO prospectus by a certain global payments provider valued well above $100 billion, hinting that one of the biggest tech IPOs in history might be on the horizon. This return of capital market appetite for fintech underscores that the industry's fundamentals have matured. Companies that weathered the lean years emerged more efficient and with clearer paths to profitability, making them attractive to stock investors pursuing the high-growth galaxies of the digital finance economy. The renewed optimism is palpable. Fintech stocks have started climbing in anticipation of future growth. Large banks and tech conglomerates are partnering with or acquiring fintech challengers to stay ahead. And the entire financial sector is buzzing with a sense that the next golden chapter of fintech innovation is underway. DeFi's mid-year reckoning, hacks and market slump test crypto's resilience, forging a leaner future. The decentralized finance, DeFi, ecosystem finds itself in a challenging mid-year reckoning as it faces a convergence of market headwinds and security shocks in 2026, forcing a necessary evolution towards greater resilience. After an exuberant crypto market surge in late 2025 that saw flagship digital assets like Bitcoin reach record highs before a sudden correction wiped out billions in overleveraged positions, DeFi protocols have been under significant pressure. Total value locked (TVL) in DeFi has fallen by roughly 39% in the first half of 2026, declining from around $115 billion at the start of the year to roughly $70 billion by early July. This downturn has been exacerbated by a series of high-profile exploits and security breaches, including a massive hack of a major decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, known as Kelp DAO in April. An incident where nearly $300 million was stolen, which triggered a rapid wave of user withdrawals and further cemented a cautious mood among investors. While the contraction in DeFi's markets serves as a sobering reminder of the sector's volatility, it's significant that this year's drawdown appears milder than the implosion of 2022's bear market. And industry analysts note that some of DeFi's core protocols have held up better this time, hinting that certain foundational systems have become stronger and more battle-tested over the past few years. Cybersecurity challenges have undeniably cast a shadow across the cosmos of crypto finance in recent months, but they are also stimulating critical improvements and refocusing the community on long-term sustainability. Over 120 distinct hacking incidents have already been recorded targeting DeFi platforms in 2026, resulting in close to $1 billion in cumulative losses, making this the most active period on record for attack frequency. Yet the amount stolen is actually far less than in prior peak periods of crypto crime, which some experts cautiously interpret as a sign that the largest DeFi protocols have fortified their defenses. Innovators in the space are rushing to deploy advanced smart contract auditing, insurance funds, and real-time monitoring to patch vulnerabilities faster, and even as malicious actors try to leverage AI to find new exploits. Countermeasures like on-chain fraud detection algorithms are also on the rise. There is a growing consensus that only those DeFi platforms with robust risk management and security-focused governance will thrive, leading to a natural consolidation around more reliable protocols as skittish users move assets to what they perceive as safer blue-chip DeFi projects. Despite the turbulence, many insiders remain guardedly optimistic about the future of decentralized finance, emphasizing that this tough period could ultimately leave the industry leaner and more mature. Investors and developers are continuing to innovate, focusing on practical applications of blockchain beyond speculative trading, particularly in real-world asset (RWA) tokenization, which has quietly gained traction as bonds, commodities, and even real estate are increasingly being represented as tokens on secure blockchain networks. The shift in interest from meme coins and unsustainable yields to real-world assets and compliance-friendly DeFi services suggests a pivot toward enduring value and utility that could attract institutional players into the space once the dust settles. Paradoxically, the mid-year slump and high-profile hacks of 2026 have underscored both the risks and the potential of decentralized finance. By highlighting weaknesses, they spur solutions and ignite a recommitment to innovation in security and transparency. In that sense, the recent ordeal serves as a trial by fire, much like a spaceship's atmospheric re-entry that burns away the weakest parts, strengthening the overall ecosystem for those who remain and setting the stage for a more stable ascent when conditions improve. Compliance at light speed, global crackdowns drive a legal tech revolution in real-time regulation. A tectonic shift in the legal tech and compliance landscape is underway as regulators around the world tighten their grip on emerging technologies, forcing companies to adopt new tools and strategies for real-time governance and risk management. In a dramatic example, July 1, 2026, marked the full enforcement date of Europe's landmark markets in crypto assets, MiCA, regulation, which has sent shockwaves through the cryptocurrency and fintech industries. Firms that failed to obtain proper licensing as crypto asset service providers by the deadline now face an ultimatum. They must cease operations in the EU or incur steep penalties. With only a small fraction of crypto exchanges and service providers securing EU approvals in time, reports indicate that fewer than 1 in 5 had managed to get a MiCA license by the deadline. Many unlicensed platforms have begun to geofence European users or even relocate to more friendly jurisdictions, illustrating how compliance can dictate the fate of entire business models. This regulatory reckoning in Europe is mirrored by developments in the US and other markets. American authorities have rolled out the Genius Act stablecoin rules and sharpened their scrutiny of fintech operators, while jurisdictions worldwide from Asia to the Middle East are implementing stricter data privacy laws, AI governance frameworks, and digital asset oversight. As if laying down laws for a new space colony, policymakers appear united in the message that technological innovation must operate under robust compliance regimes to protect consumers and markets. In the face of these accelerating mandates, compliance technology, RegTech, has moved from a back-office afterthought to a strategic imperative, prompting a surge of innovation and investment in solutions that help organizations keep up with regulatory demands at scale and speed. Companies large and small are deploying cloud-based regulatory tools and machine learning systems that automatically parse new regulations, flag risks, and adapt internal controls almost instantly, effectively bringing compliance into real time. For example, advanced AI-driven tools now monitor financial transactions around the clock, catching suspicious patterns or policy violations in seconds rather than months, and next-generation Know Your Customer (KYC) systems can verify identity documents and screen for fraud and sanctions in a fraction of the time it once took, significantly reducing onboarding times for new clients. Seasoned industry leaders are recognizing that investing in these technologies is not just about avoiding fines or meeting legal checkboxes. It's about building consumer trust, safeguarding reputations, and maintaining competitive edge. As a result, funding in the RegTech sector has climbed steadily, with venture capital pouring into startups offering automated compliance platforms, while large financial institutions increasingly partner with SaaS firms specializing in regulatory automation to overhaul their compliance departments. The broader impact of this legal tech push is a world where businesses can innovate faster and more boldly, backed by what some are calling compliance at light speed. By integrating compliance checks seamlessly into daily operations and product development cycles, tech and financial companies are turning regulation from a roadblock into a catalyst for reliability and scale. In highly regulated arenas such as fintech and health technology, proactive compliance capability is becoming a selling point. Enterprises that demonstrate real-time regulatory alignment often find it easier to attract enterprise customers and investment, as stakeholders see future-proof stability in these disciplined innovators. This wave of modernization is also humanizing compliance work. Rather than armies of lawyers sifting through paperwork, compliance professionals are being empowered by intelligent software that handles routine tasks, leaving them free to focus on complex ethical decisions and strategic planning. As legal frameworks catch up to technological advances in AI, blockchain, and beyond, the hope is that such synergy between regulators and tech will foster a safer, more transparent digital economy, one where innovation can launch and thrive without flying blindly, much as a carefully charted mission ensures both exploration and the safety of its crew. Retailers bet big on AI and AR. E-commerce tech transforms shopping for the next-gen consumer. The e-commerce and retail technology sector is undergoing a dramatic transformation at the halfway mark of 2026, racing to meet the high expectations of digitally savvy consumers with cutting-edge technology like artificial intelligence, AI, and augmented reality, AR. In a broad shift being observed across online retail, AI-powered personalization and assistance have moved from experimental novelty to common practice, and new data shows they're beginning to pay off. One industry survey found that online shoppers who arrive via AI-driven recommendations or search tools are converting to sales at rates roughly 40% higher than traditional website traffic. A stunning reversal from just a year ago when AI-led customer traffic converted less frequently. Major retail and SaaS e-commerce platform companies are doubling down on generative AI to enhance customer experiences, integrating chat-based shopping assistants and automated product recommenders that feel like personal shoppers. Advanced generative models, trained on massive product datasets and user reviews, can now answer detailed customer questions, curate product lists, and even handle transactions in natural language. Meanwhile, traditional payment giants such as Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal are actively forging partnerships with e-retail platforms and AI providers to ensure their systems remain at the heart of the new agentic commerce era, one where we might simply instruct an AI to find the best deal and place an order, and the payment networks seamlessly handle the transaction behind the scenes. This synergy between fintech and retail tech underscores how SaaS and platform providers are at the center of this retail revolution, enabling merchants of all sizes to access these advanced capabilities and delight consumers with the ease and intelligence of a futuristic shopping journey. As competition intensifies, global retail giants are diverging in their strategies to harness AI and automation in commerce, a trend that industry watchers are following closely like a high-stakes tech space race. E-commerce titan Amazon has been notoriously protective of its platform, often limiting third-party AI tools and focusing on developing its own in-house AI-driven features for search, voice shopping, and supply chain optimization. In contrast, its chief rival Walmart has embraced a more collaborative approach, partnering extensively with external AI startups and technology players, including prominent AI research labs, to accelerate innovations such as smart inventory systems and personalized shopping assistants. This difference in approach, Amazon's closed ecosystem versus Walmart's open partnerships, shows that even the largest retailers are experimenting with how best to future-proof their businesses, whether by bold internal R&D or by seeking outside expertise. At the same time, nearly every major retailer from fashion to home goods is exploring AR-based virtual try-on technology, which allows customers to visualize clothing, eyewear, or furniture in their own real-world context through smartphone cameras or smart glasses. As one leading survey highlighted, virtual try-ons are the single most anticipated e-commerce innovation among shoppers this year, valued for bridging the sensory gap of online shopping and reducing uncertainty that often leads to product returns. This rapid infusion of high-tech into everyday shopping promises a more personalized, convenient, and engaging experience for consumers, and it positions retailers who adapt quickly as winners in the ongoing digital commerce expansion. By blending physical and digital experiences through initiatives like omni-channel strategies that unify online and in-store interactions and AR that brings physical-like experiences to e-commerce, retail tech companies hope to create a kind of seamless, sci-fi store of the future where the customer journey feels intuitive and rich. The stock market has rewarded several innovative retail tech players, with shares of e-commerce platform providers and AI-driven merchandising companies climbing in recent quarters due to investor optimism about their growth prospects, especially as the crucial holiday shopping season looms. Analysts note that focusing on tech that truly solves customer pain points, such as eliminating guesswork in online purchases or automating price comparisons, will build trust and loyalty. The retailers and platforms that succeed are likely to be those that use technology to empower consumers, giving them more control and confidence in their shopping decisions. As retailers push boundaries with rocket-like fervor, exploring everything from cashierless stores to AI-curated shopping flows, the overarching theme remains one of human-centric innovation. The ultimate goal is to put people first by using technology to deliver faster, fairer, and even more enjoyable commerce, fueling not only sales growth, but the collective imagination of what shopping can be in a future of limitless frontiers. Global cybersecurity on high alert. AI arms race escalates as new threats emerge and firms double down on defense. A sense of urgency is sweeping the cybersecurity and risk management community as both threat actors and corporate defenders deploy increasingly advanced artificial intelligence tools, sparking what experts describe as a fast-escalating arms race in digital security. In late June 2026, a rare joint statement by the intelligence and cybersecurity agencies of the Five Eyes Alliance, the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, warned corporations worldwide that rapidly evolving frontier AI tools are enabling new offensive capabilities for hackers and urged businesses to rewrite their cyber risk strategies within months rather than years. This official wake-up call follows a string of sophisticated breaches and high-profile AI-enhanced cyber attacks in recent months, where criminals have leveraged machine learning to find vulnerabilities, crack passwords, and even generate highly convincing phishing content, such as voice deepfakes to trick employees and customers. Cyber experts say these developments have obliterated any illusions that digital security is purely a technical concern. Boards and CEOs are now recognizing cyber resilience as a core business risk, one that directly impacts operational continuity, market confidence, and corporate reputation. In an era when critical data flows through global networks akin to lifelines on a spaceship, ensuring robust cyber defenses has become as essential to corporate survival as having a dependable life support system in space. No enterprise, large or small, can afford to ignore the rising threats without imperiling its future. The response from the cybersecurity industry and corporate IT leaders has been swift and decisive, reflecting both heightened fear of potential AI-driven attacks and a belief in AI's promise as a formidable defense tool. Many companies are accelerating investments in next-generation cybersecurity platforms, including AI-enhanced threat detection systems that can adapt in real time to identify anomalies or malicious patterns across vast networks, effectively acting as tireless digital guardians. Security startups have proliferated and attracted major funding in the first half of 2026. Venture capital and corporate investors are backing innovators working on everything from autonomous red team AI that simulates hacker swarms to test corporate defenses, to advanced identity protection solutions that secure not just human users, but also the machine identities and AI agents now operating within organizations. Established cybersecurity firms are also entering into high-profile partnerships and acquisitions to integrate these cutting-edge capabilities. Recent announcements from top security vendors reveal an intense focus on AI research and talent as they race to ensure their products can counter the increasingly creative ways malicious actors exploit vulnerabilities. The pace of innovation in threat prevention has sped up dramatically, as if cybersecurity teams are racing against time under an ever-approaching comet, and regulators, too, are stepping in. Financial and government authorities in multiple countries have begun tightening requirements for cyber risk management, making board-level accountability for cybersecurity lapses a formal expectation. Amid these challenges, there is a growing sense of hopeful determination among cybersecurity leaders and innovators, who see an opportunity to create a safer digital world even as risks multiply. The current climate has catalyzed unprecedented collaboration across nations and industries, with threat intelligence sharing networks, simulation exercises, and global summits making companies better prepared. Organizations implementing zero-trust architectures, robust encryption, even exploring quantum-resistant methods anticipating the next frontier of computing, and continuous stress testing of their defenses are emerging as role models in the business community, assuring investors and customers that their data is protected. In a positive feedback loop, companies known for strong cybersecurity practices often experience improved valuations and stakeholder trust, as secure operations are increasingly linked with sustainable success in the SaaS and tech-driven markets. As we look ahead to the rest of 2026, the prevailing narrative in cybersecurity is one of vigilance coupled with innovation. The threats of AI-enhanced attacks are indeed daunting, but they are being met by an equally powerful surge of human ingenuity and technological innovation, forging advanced shields and countermeasures. The hope is that this balanced approach, where humanity's creative problem-solving, guided by ethical considerations, steers the AI arms race in cyberspace, will not only protect today's digital economy, but also lay a secure foundation for more ambitious ventures, even those as bold as exploring new worlds beyond our own planet. YouTube video description. In this tech and SaaS financial news deep dive episode for July 3rd, 2026, we explore 5 crucial stories shaping the technology and finance landscape with an eye toward the future and a spirit of optimism. First, we look at how stablecoins have burst into mainstream corporate finance, with treasurers and CFOs worldwide embracing digital dollar tokens for instant, low-cost global transactions as regulators provide clarity and confidence in this new financial frontier. Next, we examine the resurgence of fintech investments and mergers, from billions pouring back into fintech startups to high-profile acquisitions like SoFi snapping up a UK fintech, signaling a revival of the fintech sector and raising hopes for an upcoming IPO boom. Our third story takes on the turbulent mid-year state of decentralized finance, DeFi, where a significant market downturn and numerous hacks have tested the sector's resiliency, leading to a leaner, but arguably more mature and robust crypto ecosystem poised for future growth. We then pivot to the legal tech and compliance revolution, analyzing how global regulators, via landmark laws like Europe's MiCA and new AI and stablecoin rules, are pushing companies to adopt real-time regulatory tech solutions and become more agile in governance and risk management. In our final segment, we delve into cybersecurity and risk management in the age of AI, detailing the heightened threats from AI-augmented cyber attacks and the proactive steps companies and startups are taking to defend themselves, from advanced AI-driven security operations to collaborative global efforts to bolster cyber resilience. Each story connects to stock market and business implications, and we highlight the human-centric benefits that these innovations aim to deliver, from greater financial inclusion and consumer empowerment to robust protection of digital assets and data. Join us for an hour of in-depth reporting and forward-looking analysis that brings you the latest in tech and SaaS-related financial news, with a futurist and optimistic perspective. We'll unpack how these developments are reshaping industries, impacting enterprise strategy and market dynamics, and pushing the boundaries of innovation, all while keeping a hopeful eye on how technology can improve lives and even inspire dreams of the final frontier. Note: the information presented is commentary on current events and not to be taken as legal, financial, or medical advice. SEO tags: Tech News, SaaS, FinTech, Stablecoins, FinTech News 2026, Finance, Cryptocurrency, DeFi, Decentralized Finance, DeFi News, Legal Tech, RegTech, Compliance, MiCA, Stablecoin Regulation, E-commerce, Retail Tech, AI in Retail, AR Shopping, FinTech Investments, FinTech IPO, Tech Stocks, AI Trends, Cybersecurity, Risk Management, Cyber Threats, AI Security, Technology Trends, Future Tech Innovation, Futurism, Space Tech. Optimistic Tech News. Base thumbnail concept: a visually striking thumbnail depicting a futuristic, cosmic cityscape that blends financial and technological imagery with a hopeful vibe. For example, the background shows a starry night sky or planet Earth from space, symbolizing the global reach and space-age feeling of modern tech and finance. In the foreground, a silhouette of a rocket launching upward, representing innovation and the next frontier, stands alongside icons for money, like a digital coin or stock market chart, a scales of justice or checkmark shield for compliance and security, and a shopping cart or AR/VR headset for retail tech, all arranged around a central bold title text, e.g., Tech and Finance News, and the date. The color scheme is futuristic and vibrant, deep blues and blacks for space, contrasted with neon accents of green for fintech money and bright orange or gold for the rocket and coins, making the thumbnail eye-catching and conveying optimism and innovation. A/B/C thumbnail